It's the Slam Dunk.
Okay, I just want to share some good news with you about the podcast because I can promise you this is so good that the other mainstream media like the New Zealand Herald and stuff, they will not only choose to ignore it, they'll be told to ignore it and not to give this guy any more publicity. They won't cover this development, but the good news is the podcast has gone gangbusters this year. We want you to know first. We've recorded 1,000% growth and have just done 3.1 million views on YouTube in just 3 months. And we're on track to do 4 million views in 4 months. As a result, YouTube now pays us monthly. So we're alive. And I now have got 25,000 subscribers. That's you. Thank you so much. There was just 5,000 to start the year. You know, Isaac and I had that challenge going on and doing the press-ups and everything as we got to the next 10,000, 15. So anyway, we're at 25,000 now. In comparison, the entire News Talk ZB organisation has 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. We've got 25. It's pretty good, isn't it? I promise you they'll never report that. When they report on the media, they won't report that. They will ignore it. It's the uncomfortable truth, you see. They're happy to report the demise of Radio New Zealand, which is a rival, but my growth, forget it. My most popular podcast has done more than 160,000 YouTube views. My least popular one has done 47 views. Now, that was about putting us on ice when we die and bringing us back in 200 years using the DNA. I think that should have done better. I actually think that should have done much better. Deserved to do better. Anyway, despite this podcast now being far more popular than anything the government funds and the media, we proudly do this on our own 2 feet. We haven't asked for or received a cent from public broadcasting welfare funds like other podcasts, say at Radio New Zealand, who have had millions and millions and millions of public money poured down their throats. And not only is the radio audience dwindling over there, but the podcasts they have or funding don't do anywhere near the numbers that we're doing now. Now, the publicly funded podcasts, they're safe. They target right-wing parties, and the left gets a free ride. Now, I find it a bit awkward saying all this about ourselves and what we're doing here, but no one else will. No one else will pump us up. It's up to us. We'll tell you the truth. They'll admit that we're doing okay in private, or if I run into them in the street, but I'm the last guy they're going to try and save. They'd rather send me for a walk with crocodiles, to be honest. Now, I know of radio shows and podcasts where the hosts are getting, upwards of 120, 130K plus for presenting just 1 hour on publicly funded radio a week. 1 hour. Who listens? Who cares? If it's a backwater minority group, good money for 1 hour a week. Radio once a week, a nonsense topic and a nonsense slot earning 130K. Why are we funding it? This is box-ticking political correctness that no one else will pay for, so the taxpayer pays. Yeah? That's not what we do here. Our agencies rush to fund these politically correct nonsense and documentary series on rainbow youth and all sorts of things because they think they're doing the right thing. But surely your audience is a testament to whether it's working or not. And as I said, Radio New Zealand, for their tens of millions of dollars of public money, they've overseen one of the biggest losses of audience at any one time in their history. They should have a smaller budget. Simple. They aren't being listened to. They're hemorrhaging listeners. That's the truth. They won't tell you that. The Herald will tell you that they are, though. They just won't tell you about me. And taxpayers aren't getting value for money. So I'm blowing my own trumpet. I accept that. We won't do it again for a while because, well, no one else will blow our trumpet, you see. Everyone's in their own bubble, surviving, and with all the grim media news around, I wanted to say something and share something that was positive, even if it is about us. I wanted to say it. Bugger it, we've put with all the slog and all the hard times for the last couple of years, and this is some good news. So we want to shout about it. You know, we've slogged away for 2 years trying to find this formula and what makes the podcast tick, and it's been intriguing. It's been a huge learning curve, a huge learning process. We put out 600 podcasts. I've learned a hell of a lot, ton of lessons. And I know what works and pretty much what doesn't work, and I know what you should and shouldn't do, the topics, how they relate to how you are perceived, and I know whether to go live or pre-recorded in a studio or Zoom, all that sort of stuff. We could almost sell that knowledge. I mean, I would tell you now, but we'd be giving it away. We've learned as much as we've stumbled, I reckon, and we've made mistakes, but that's podcasting. We just kept trying. You know, this is a lesson, just don't give up. We kept trying until we found a crowd, and thank you for being loyal. I've gone from having dozens of staff and a budget, you know, things like AM Show and Today FM, to having no staff, no budget, no car park, no producer. Thank God for Isaac in Christchurch. But what I've always had is plenty of fight, and I'll stay in the fight until someone knocks me out and I can no longer get up and make this happen. If you want your company or CEO to push a message, then buy a slot on the podcast. We're on the market. If you want to sponsor it, bring it. Your name goes on it, and also on the previous 600 podcasts too. Have you got something for someone you don't want to push on the program, you want to get hold of me, buy a slot, advertise, sponsor me, something like that, please. We're here. Promote your business. CEOs, bring your CEOs on. Introduce them to the country. Bring them on one by one. We'll interview them. Buy a slot, you're on. And you'll be on one of the country's biggest, most popular podcasts. At the start, I knew nothing, but we threw out all the shit stuff, and we kept what worked. We threw out bad stuff, kept what worked, and we kept going like that all along. And I'm proud of our Christchurch producer, Isaac, and what he brings to the podcast. Thank you, brother, the man. Really appreciate it. You liven it, you lighten it, and you're smart. And you're really good, mate, so I really appreciate you on the podcast. I knew nothing. I'm my own editorial producer. I don't have taxpayer-funded teams of many. I don't have taxpayer-funded nice Auckland CBD offices to work in. I mean, we come here, I'm a contractor. I don't get to hire my friends and family on the payrolls. I don't get hundreds of thousands of dollars every time I apply for public money. I don't even apply. I don't get huge money from taxpayers. I don't get anything from taxpayers. Some people get huge money and only deliver their product to a few. I'm proud of what we've done, and thank you to MediaWorks for allowing me to find what works. Thank you for backing us and having patience over the last couple of years. But we're getting there. I haven't entered the podcast awards this week, the Radio Podcast Awards, because I personally didn't think what we were doing at the time was up to it, to be honest. We'll make a different decision next year probably, but I wasn't interested in putting it in. I didn't think it would. I didn't think it was doing well enough. I wanted to find our spot, and I think we have, and we found that sweet spot. And the numbers don't lie. But media won't report the good stuff, and I don't expect them to. I mean, come on. They're missing when it's time to tell the truth about success, but they line up to promote the downtimes. The bastards. Here's the thing: these buggers, they are lining up at the door along with the wolf when the chips are down. You know, they're all over you. Please comment today if FM goes down, AM show, whatever. They're all over you. I've got requests and texts still outstanding from these guys for the last few years. They couldn't wait to highlight one of those terrible things. God, I remember New Zealand Herald Shane Curry commiserating with me when the NBR supposedly stopped writing opinion pieces, which saw a number of us, columnists, including myself, lose our weekly opinion columns there at the NBR. And then in the Herald the next day, he writes, Garner dumped from NBR. Well, the entire editorial team of opinion writers were dumped. But no, Garner dumped. Oh, what a prick. That's not the way we talked about it, yesterday on the phone. Man, my God, if I see him. I mean, yeah, it was a cost-cutting exercise, but Curry made it look like I was the only one dumped. Blah, blah, blah. Disingenuous bullshit. Anyway, today he says he's got an exclusive interview with a government minister. Now, Shane's not an inexperienced journalist, but who calls an interview with a minister a scoop or an exclusive? Seriously, it sounds all a bit desperate, but he has just launched, I suppose. But here's my pledge to you. I'm aware that you no longer trust the media, the mainstream media. I get that. You get annoyed when they turn the comments section off. I've seen all that. It's all one-way traffic. They tell you what to think and you don't get a say. Here's my pledge. I will always keep the comment section open and the emails flowing. Say what you like about me because I say what I want about others. That's free speech. We may not agree with each other, but we are free to say it, and we are free to publish it, and we will. We will allow dissent. We won't close it down. That's my deal. That's my contract with you. I'll keep comments open. I will publish letters and emails that you send me. I won't protect anyone and shield anyone, and that includes myself. You say something bad about me, we'll put it on. Isaac goes looking for nasty stuff about me to put it on. Okay, that's the deal, okay? We're good with that one? Okay. Other journos, people, punters ask me all sorts of questions like, why am I anti-Māori, or why am I pro-national, or pro-act, or anti-Labour? Do you like Winston now? I have had every question asked of me and every allegation of bias thrown at me over 30 years. I'm anti this or pro no one. I'm anti or pro no one. I call out dickheads, liars, pimps, thieves, and I repeat it. If you're making something up, we will call it. If you say something, we will judge it. If you run the country, we'll scrutinise the hell out of you. If you promise to do something, we'll make sure you do it. If you break your promise, we'll highlight it. If you're a racist Māori or a racist Pākehā, whatever, we'll show the public who you really are. If you don't know your numbers, we'll highlight that too. We have no alliances, allegiances, nobody, anything. It's true freedom. It's freedom of speech. It's freedom of ideas and thoughts. No judgments, just all in. Thank you for playing your part, and please subscribe. We really appreciate your support.
Editor-in-Chief with Duncan Garner.
Okay, Isaac, that is us. Thanks for your feedback and support. Get in touch through our social media, Duncan Garner Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. Flick us an email, duncan@rover.nz. Did you hear my comments about you, sir? Thank you very much for everything.
I did. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, Duncan.
Well, it's a long weekend, so everyone's sort of sitting back, kicking back. But I thought I just wanted to say that because sometimes you have to sort of re-establish what your podcast stands for. New people are joining up every day, that sort of thing. So this is what we are. No coats of varnish, just the unadulterated truth. So thank you for
the core values that hold the podcast.
Thank you for your part, brother, and thank you for everything you do, putting it together, making it look good and sound good, and for your contributions. You're the man. Couldn't do it without you, mate, so thank you very much, even though you ran away to Christchurch. So to my team, which is us, thank you, mate. We'll do it all again after this long weekend, but remember, life's no dress rehearsal. There's no curtain raiser. This is it. We live in one of the best places on earth. So get out and enjoy it. Have a great rest of the evening and a great day tomorrow. Take care, New Zealand. Ta-da.
Editor-in-Chief with Duncan Garner.